before I do the intro, please follow us on our social media platform. And of course, this is Lagoon Radio from our seaside studio, broadcasting live. And I have my beautiful presenter to here with me. So today promises to be very exciting because the topic is it's on fire. It has been on fire. There's been a lot of buzz about 5G, lately, and I don't know why there's so much craze about it, and a lot of people are talking about it. Government, the private sector, or the media. It's like the media is just waking up to the reality of 5G because a lot of attention lately has been focused on 5G. So I have a guest in the house that's going to do justice to that. Please follow us on all our social media platforms, and of course follow us via our YouTube channel, which is Lagoon.TV, and on our website, which is Lagoon.News. Without wasting much time, I have a beautiful guest in the house. It's sorry, an handsome guest in the house. It's a gentleman by the name Stephen Adetutu Oneya. Stephen is a seasoned computer engineer, right? And his background, funny enough, he has he's a seasoned professional, an IT professional, and he has a lot of years of experience in this field. And despite the fact that he's a pharmacist, he's a professional member of the Nigerian Association of Computing Machinery USA, a chartered information technology professional, and a member of the Computer Professional Registration Council of Nigeria. He's an alumnus of the University of Lagos. He has his first degree in pharmacy and a second degree in computer science. So we're talking to the right person. Also, he's a member of the IEE, which is even more of a bigger profile. So we have a big boy in the house. So without talking too much, let me give you the audience. Tutu, welcome to today's edition of Tech Vibes.
Thank you very much, the Tech Vibes team. You guys, thank you for having me.
Yeah, so today, as we said, we've been looking at, lately, there's this buzz of 5G. What has been happening? Was it that we're just waking up to our own reality in this part of the world, or what?
Well, I wouldn't say we are waking up. I think the challenge we have is we've never been in this part of the world, we've never really consumed and crunched data.
Okay.
Now, because we are not used to the power of large volume of data, it's the way it's applied. That's why we really see 5G as a misnomer, if I can use that word.
Okay.
You see, over the world, because they are already used to living a data-centric life, where everything is controlled and commanded by technology, data, and processing. Over here, we find it hard to even appreciate what 5G can do. Yes, it comes with its own adverse part of it, but some way, somehow, because we are not yet used to the power of data, we really see 5G with all sort of conspiracies.
Okay. So there's this buzz. I don't want to go into that, but we'll eventually talk about it later. Right. The conspiracy theory that 5G is going to smoke us out. It's going to, so many stories about it. Yeah, that's why you're here to throw more light on that and to give us real information, real-time information. Yeah. So the evolution, how did it start from tier 1 generation to generation 2 to generation 3 to generation? So what is so special, so unique about the 5G network?
Okay, thank you. I will try and explain the evolution in layman's terms.
Okay.
So I know you are kind of very techy too. So I wouldn't want to go techy so that the audience will find it and to comprehend.
Okay.
Now, basically, the entire generational evolution of this cellular networks. Basically, they are just cellular networks. Just see it like a regular smartphone network. Now, the only way I can explain it in the basis so they understand. So when I'm building another layer of information on it, they will understand what I'm trying to communicate.
Okay.
The way we came from the Nokia 3310, we moved into the Samsung Torchlight.
Exactly.
those ones that
migrated from.
And now we are in the iPhone era where it is Samsung S21. We are, you see the way those devices go advanced.
Okay.
The difference between those devices, one is the operating systems, the processors, the ability to store more data. Basically, it's the ability to help you process data faster and help you access more on the network. So basically, that's what it gave you. Now, during this cellular evolution, what you are basically getting is you are getting better processing, better data in transit, better access to networking devices and IoT and like. Now, that's the power of the evolution. Now, when the whole way we've been evolving from third generation to fourth generation, we maxed fourth generation with the LTE, then we moved into the 5G. I'm trying not to be technical here. Now, 5G is just another cellular network that has a higher volume of data processing, a higher volume, a higher level of security too. I must be frank with that, though it comes with its own side effects too. But basically, it's more of an advanced form of cellular network that allow you get more data in real time. Let's say, for example, there's one thing we call latency, which is a very powerful selling point of the 5G. Now, I've tried to define the latency in the layman's time in several workshops. You know, when an aeroplane is about to take off, there's this period where they must glide gently and they have slow and before they take off eventually. Now, imagine yourself, some aeroplane might do that for 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes before they can take off. Now, imagine the power of a low, that's what we call latency in technology. The time data takes to move from data at rest to data in transit, for it to move from a state of rest on a device to being transmitted. That small lag is what we call latency. 5G reduces that latency. Take, for example, an aeroplane that will glide for 5 minutes before taking off, now gliding for just 30 seconds and move. Now, you see, you've reduced a particular time. That's what we call reduction in latency. Now, 5G gives you that in real time. It helps you process data faster. It helps you get access to larger volume of data. To be frank, I hope when we are talking, we'll get to disadvantages because there's nothing that comes with that.
Exactly. No, we'll get to that point. So, thank you, Tutu, for giving us like an elaborate insights in this field. So, like we'll naturally go towards the disadvantages, and of course, it has its own challenges. But what is the government stance when it comes to issuing licenses? What's the position of the government in regards to 5G?
Okay, I want you to know the government have this passion for a data digitalized Nigeria. They have the passion for it. They want to see it happen. Well, for someone like me, I have had 17 years of expertise in the industry. I completely don't agree with some of their policies. I'm sure when we get to that, we'll talk about it. But if I was to rate them as a person with a passion to see a Nigeria that is digitalized, I would raise them 8 of 10 because they are really moving fast and trying to catch up. Now, we cannot expect governance is not just a local event. Governance is a global event. You are competing against global governance forces. And yes, some of our adoption sense with 5G locally we might not be ready for it as individuals now, but the government does not necessarily have to wait for us, because or else they will miss out in what I call the industry 4.0, which is the next form of industrialization that is coming. It's going to be powered by IoT, it's going to be powered by data, it's going to be powered by speed of the internet. But does all these things the government are doing improve our digital quality of life? It is no. So that's my position.
So but like you've rightly mentioned, you see, are we really ready for 5G in this country? Because with the way, let me just break that a little. Are we really ready in terms of infrastructure? In terms of, because I know this thing is very expensive to put in place. You know, laying your fiber optics. You know, so I understand the cost that is attached to it. So are we really ready as a nation? Like in terms of like you rightly mentioned, the policies that's giving fair play for the industry, the players who want to come into that space, because I understand that it's very expensive, and I know how it takes. You know even deploying just 4G, I know what it was like. You know, on our roads, you know, every day you see people, you know, trying to lay certain pipes, and you know, so what is, because I know at some point some of the states were not like they were giving billings to the companies who were trying to lay those optics, those fibers along the road. Then the federal government itself on its own is like trying to superimpose. So what has been the challenge when it comes to, you know, this in terms of policy, in terms of repositioning, in terms of infrastructure as a country, if we're really ready for this?
I'm very happy you actually mentioned that word, infrastructure. When you talk about readiness for technology at large, not even just 5G now.
Okay.
There are two aspects of the readiness. First is the readiness in terms of infrastructure, like you said, and the second is the readiness in terms of application. How do you apply that technology you are bringing in?
Okay.
And infrastructure is, are you ready to adopt it? Yes, we are ready to adopt 5G in terms of infrastructure. At the moment, you know, we've not even started applying 5G. We all know we just auctioned the spectrum. Now we're at a stage where, yes, we are beginning to put the infrastructures in place. Now, the readiness for infrastructure is stage one. So I would want to conclude and confirm that we are more than ready for 5G infrastructure in Nigeria. Because the later we wait, the more we wait, the faster Industry 4.0 will bypass us. We've lost that in several industrial revolutions. Yes, some we were under colonization, some we were not at advance, but this one we are positioned to join this race for Industry 4.0. For the infrastructure is the first stage. Now the second part is the application of 5G. This is where I am of the opinion that we are not completely ready. If you had asked me about a month ago, I would have said we are not ready at all. I won't even use completely ready. The reason why I'm now beginning to tilt towards maybe we are getting close to being ready is one of the arguments I've made in the past is what is the business use case of 5G? It will come with huge investment. Now, is it we that we are going to pay for this infrastructure again? Are we the one that will suffer the cost? Because even when they start marketing it as a data sales, as a data plan, they will first market to us in Lagos, Port Harcourt, Abuja. They will even go to the rural area. So we are the ones that will end up paying more. So
I saw the list here: Abuja, Calabar, Lagos, Kano, Abeokuta, and Ibadan.
Exactly. So I've always been against, but now seeing the way telcos are beginning to transit from telco to techco. I'm sure you've heard that telcos are saying, okay, now, because 5G, if you want to get maximum benefit from 5G, you need to have business use cases that is beyond just selling data. It has to be beyond selling data. Now, the only logical way that is beginning to let me see that this same our infrastructure will be applied, at least to an extent, correctly, is when they start transiting from being telcos to techcos. Now, we are no longer a telecommunication company, basically. We're now a technology company. MTN have said that. They've transited. We're no longer telecommunication. We're now a technology company. Now, the reason is they are going to now build products around their 5G infrastructure that we can all use across the country. But that still doesn't mean there's still not some things that, because I am of the opinion, the computing ecosystem, just like you introduced me, I like to tell people I'm first and foremost a computer scientist before I'm even a technology expert. Because I love to let people know the hierarchy of technology. Everything we are all benefiting today starts from computer science. But eventually we evolved into specialties. We started, but I love to be, I have a degree of computer science, by the way. So I love to be like computer scientist. Now, one of the things, the way I see the evolution, for me, the computing ecosystem in Nigeria is not yet harmonized. Because we have the infrastructure component, which we are developing rapidly. We have the innovational component, which we are developing rapidly. But we have the people component, where our computer scientists in our institutions are lagging in terms of the quality of education. And we are doing nothing. We have the service component, where we have IT companies that are providing service-based technology services, not innovation now, but they are being deprived by the policies of the government. We have the governmental component, where even the people you find, I'm giving you examples from someone who have worked for government, and you see the resistance towards change with all these employees. They don't even know how to use simple computing infrastructures. It's as simple, and you are bringing 5G. I'm bringing. There are so many things that are missing. You understand? Too many. So it scares me when you say we are ready for the infrastructure. But what are they doing right now? That makes us ready for the application. What are they doing right now that can make us very ready for that? I don't see that happening. I don't.
Wow. I have a lot of questions.
So
spectrum allocation and spectrum assignment. So what is it like? What is it? Can you throw more light on that?
Well, if I have to go in detail into spectrum allocation, it will be too technical.
No,
but I'm going to explain it. Now, 5G basically, I'm sure you know, it's not busy. We have all the cellular networks. Network together. Basically, 5G comes with a denser cellular network. Let me give you another example. Let's say we have a football field. And initially, we used to have a mast at every corner of that football field. That means we have 4 masts covering that football field. Now, with 5G, you come with denser cellular networks. Instead of having just 4 at the corner, you might have 10 spread across the entire. To get 5G, you need more cellular nodes, in a sense. So you will need to make it denser. And when they're all networked, you and I will have to be transmitting without having to use a cable. Our phone just transmit over the air. Now you see the spectrum that allows all this kind of transmission move from one place to the other. They are controlled, because even your microwave is transmitting frequency. There's so many things we all have in our homes. Your IoT device, maybe you have a sensor. Your remote control that you use for your TV is transmitting frequency. Now what the likes of NCC do is they control and regulate what frequency spectrum. Let me use the word pathway you have to follow for a particular kind of data. You take, for example, you want to run an 100 meters and you're up on your track. They can say track 1 for microwave. I'm giving you layman example now. Track 1 for microwave, track 2 for remote control, track 3 for IoT sensors, track 4, 5, 6 for 5G transmissions. That's basically how they allocate the spectrum, so they don't there will be lesser interference between them. Doesn't mean there will be no interference, but the spectrum helps. That's basically how the spectrums are allocated.
Well, that's great.
Thank you.
For the info. So okay, we've talked about a lot of things, and so now let's look at the disadvantage of IoT. It has come to play. It has come to stay. So we need to really know. So that we'll prep ourselves. The listeners out there will understand the advantages. There are good things and good parts to it. But what are some of these disadvantages that we can look out for and see how we can mitigate them? Or
thank you very much. Before I go into the key disadvantages, let me first debunk the conspiratorial disadvantages that people have been peddling around. So there will be no confusion about now 5G. There is no evidence that 5G have adverse effect on your health. There is none. There is absolutely none. I know I laugh when people say they are complaining about 5G and they still build their houses under electric power lines. And you can. That's even worse than what you will get from 5G. You have an electric power line, you still have your home close to it, and you're not complaining about that one. Now you're complaining about 5G that does not even affect your health. There's no evidence, and we've given you evidence that this one can cause the likes of leukemia. It can cause other things for you. And yes, you build your house and you still walk under those power line confidently. And yet we're telling you something that has zero evidence. Yet you're peddling it as the end of the world. You are peddling it at the cost of COVID. I even not because this is where we're trying to sensitize people. I always tell the response I give when they ask me is, I say I don't exchange in non-scientific conversations because you can't come and make arguments without evidence and any basis. No basis. So 5G and your health, they are way apart. It's been tested. It's been evaluated. Now, you know the way science evolves. Let's say if tomorrow comes and we say we've discovered something about 5G, yes, let that tomorrow come before we start talking about it. Don't let's make assumptions. That's not how science is built. That's not how technology have evolved. You understand? 4G came. Did anything happen to us? No. 3G, did anything happen to us? Why 5G is built? My fear is 5G came at the COVID era. So people already had this mind shift towards their health during the COVID era. Now, the introduction of 5G just made it worse for them. Like, oh yes, this is the problem for us. So basically, 5G and your health, see, don't let's deceive ourselves. There's no empirical studies that can prove that it affects your health. Now, 5G has some disadvantages. Now, I'm talking from someone who have been active in this industry for years. I've seen how it evolved. And one of the disadvantages is privacy. Now, you see, let me give you the mindset of a attacker. I mean, a cybersecurity attacker. I don't want to use the word hacker because there are some of us that we are ethical hacker. We are hired to help do pen testing. So we don't want to use the same name for all these criminals. So they're just cybersecurity attackers. Now, you see, I can invest an hour of my time just to be able to get 1 byte of your data. Now, 5G gives me more access because you are crunching huge amount of data. Let's say on a normal day, you can push like 5 gigabytes of data up and down on your links. I mean, upload and download 5 gig of data within 2 minutes. 5G will let you do that in 1 second. I'm giving you layman's example now. Now you are pushing.
That's the speed.
That's the speed. That's the power. Now, though that's not the exact timing, but I'm just letting that's the way I can explain in layman's. Like, you know, it goes that fast. You understand? Now, if you can put down more data, you see, for a cybersecurity attacker, you've given me access to more data. What the work I would do in 1 hour to get 5 gigabytes of data, I will do that same work in 10 minutes and I will get 500 gigabytes.
Yeah.
Because you put more data in transit. So one of the challenges you will have are not really from the infrastructure angle, because some of these devices they will be deployed actually come more secured. They're not even from the policy angle. They're from the people readiness. Now I was telling you from the application.
Yeah.
Currently, a typical Nigerian does not even know the basic security tips to make sure they are secured.
Yeah.
They don't even know the basic security tips to make sure they are secured. Now, you are giving us more data access. I mean, I'm just going to come. I can wipe your entire phone with the 3 days investment in hacking.
Wow.
You know, and your data I cloned on my phone.
Yeah.
You know, even myself, with what I do, I find my hacking attempt on myself on a daily basis, maybe because of the nature of my work, and people think they are going to get some dollars from my computer, which they are wasting their time. You know, so you can now imagine the layman on the street, how much data they can just be harvesting from everybody. And that's the fear I have. I say you don't go ahead and apply 5G without sensitizing everybody. We need this level of massive sensitization and orientation of the pros and cons. Even people don't even know the benefit till date, except that I don't like what the policymakers are saying about the benefit. I'm sure we'll get there about these their policies and how they've been. I see them more like marketers and not like God, pardon me, these are my senior colleagues. You know, but the truth is they market policies than the market results. They are more interested in marketing the policies they are doing, not that the result it will achieve. But we'll get there. So basically, one of the key disadvantages of 5G is the security aspect and the privacy infringement that can come with it. You see, data is tomorrow for us. Whether we like it or not, our tomorrow, our future is going to be data driven. And if you can't guarantee my privacy, for those of us, I'm sure you probably would have attempted that live once in a while on the dark web. I'm sure you know what the dark web is. It's the other part of the internet where people don't know, but that's where the bad things happen. That's where the criminal things happen. Some of us go there because of our job of protecting our infrastructure in terms of ethical hacking and security. Now, if you go there and you see the kind of data that you see in transit in that place, people's password everywhere, people's life information, people's BVN. Now, we are not talking about that. Yes, NCC is doing a good job. They are releasing, when there's a new malware stealing data, they will release, see, there's this malware stealing your banking data, please take care. There's something, they keep releasing. So they are helping us with a bit of sensitization, but that's not enough for us. I am of the opinion, if you are thinking 5G in 2 years, the noise of 5G in terms of sensitization and educating everybody should be louder than the 2023 elections. It should be louder. Because what we are going to face in terms of our data privacy, if we don't take care of that, it's going to be huge. And if we don't take care, this is easier done if they take it from our tertiary institution and they fix the educational system. Where the computer scientists are more knowledgeable. They come out with as a good product. They themselves can imagine one computer science sensitizing a network of 20,000 people in his own circle, in his own small way. If these guys come out well knowledgeable and from across the country, they will have a higher level of knowledge. You know, so but that's for another day.
Okay, thank you for the insight.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
So 5G comes with a lot of opportunities.
Absolutely.
That's what I see. I don't want to talk about. I don't want to dwell more on the disadvantage because I understand data breach is one of the major challenge, and that's everybody's fear. So, but of course, it's normal that it will happen. But with the advent of so let me use this word. We have IoT. Internet of Things.
Yes, absolutely.
That is just 5G is an enabler of IoT.
Yeah.
The world is becoming a global village. Interconnectivity is key now. So what is how do you explain how IoT is going to come in place with hand in hand with 5G?
To be very frank with you, the biggest beneficiary of 5G is IoT.
That's just it. I think it was designed for Internet of Things.
Internet of Things, for us to be able to connect things and not just devices, you understand? So let me just define what 5G, because some people might be in IoT and wonder what's me and this what are we talking about? So let them know what IoT is. IoT is basically the Internet of Things, where your refrigerator, your microwave, your TV, they're all connected to the internet. You can be in your office and get a notification you left your TV on, and from your office you will off your TV. You can be in your home and you have a 12 years old son at home, and you sense the humidity in your living room is now above woman control, or what woman can condone. Then you just go and you turn it off from your device, and you are 500 miles away. So basically, that's the power of Internet of Things. Everything is connected to the internet, and they are not just collected; they can be processed and can be controlled. Over the internet. That's Internet of Things. Now, 5G brings huge opportunities in this regard. Huge. Now, let me start from where I've been hearing our seniors in the industry, like the NCC or GAS, the Minister of Digitalization, our GAS at the top. What they've been telling us. They've been marketing 5G from the angle of remote surgeries, self-driving car. And I just laugh. Is it like they don't know how they can apply IoT to fit our uniqueness? Is that why you're just telling about these things they've read on the internet? The truth is, these are the power of 5G, self-driving cars, remote surgical operations. These are things it could do. But I ask myself, do we even have the road specification for self-driving cars in Nigeria? Because I don't understand. When you are marketing that, I sound like we all sit and say, Jesus Christ, market 5G in a way that if we can reason with what you are marketing, Nigerians will embrace it more.
Exactly.
But we're not embracing it because what they are telling us it can do, people don't relate with it. They're telling us to do remote surgery. When even our hospital are still using paper documents, they don't even have digitized records.
I'm telling you.
Most of the go to government hospitals, they will be right. There are people out there, they don't even have record. Nothing is digitized. Very few are digitized in those places. And you're now talking remote surgical operations, where even some, pardon me, I don't mean any disrespect. Some of these experts can't even use advanced technology. They're the ones that will come and do remote operation. No, so when you market it in Nigeria, typical Nigerian is not connecting. They're not connected. What you are saying does not make sense to them. So that's why they are not appreciating 5G. But 5G can do all this and much more. Now, if you look at how IoT can be applied to 5G, I'm just going to give you some simple examples.
Okay.
You understand? And now, let's say, for example, basically we all have our vehicles. There are auto-diagnosis systems that will give you a notification alert on your phone when your car is having issues. If you tell me that I can drive my car, when something is about to go, I'll get a notification on my app and tell you, click this, click that, give me the full diagnosis and give you the number of the mechanic to call. If you build such solutions on using IoT that's connected to my vehicle, connected to my phone, my mechanic can relate with it, and 5G is powering it, trust me, I love 5G for that. I'm giving you another example. If you give me solutions like I have a grandma at home and she's prone to falling down and I need to go to work, but I can set up a motion sensor in my home with IoT. And when she falls or she's about to fall, I get Mama is on the floor and I will see Mama on video. Mama, please call neighbor, I beg, let me carry Mama up. I relate to it. You're giving me IoT applications that apply to my day-to-day life. Don't tell me remote surgery and self-driving cars. Because I want so what I'm saying in essence is IoT opportunities, Internet of Things in collaboration with 5G, the opportunities are endless. They can go on and there is no boundary to how far we can go with IoT. But you see, in this country, if we don't fix it, I tell people when I've been hearing digitalization as a word in Nigeria, it's now become a political strategy for me, where they use that word to make us feel they know technology and they're trying to use technology.
Exactly.
I hear it a lot, and the fear I have with the whole concept of digitalization is, how do you digitalize when the people does not have the capacity to absorb it? Because it fears me when a typical computer scientist that is graduate after spending years of study on computing, for goodness sake, comes out and still can't do anything. I'm telling you from someone who I've interviewed and tried to hire a lot. Now, it's not their fault. They have the capacity as young undergraduates. But have you fixed the educational system so that they can be imparted with quality knowledge? Now, when you're saying all this, put up the infrastructures. What will we end up with a country where they will bring in experts from across the world to come and help us? We are still going to be under their control. I don't want to use the word neo-colonization. I know
but that's the truth. That's the truth.
I don't want to say that. But the truth is, we are going to end up in this cycle where when this whole thing becomes implemented, it won't be we Nigerians that are adopting it. So I've been in the industry. I know some of us have the capacity. But the truth is, how many can you have to bring in expertise. You have to bring in all these young professionals from across the world to come and help us again. To come and help us do what we could normally do if only you have fixed our educational system.
When we have the pool.
We have the pool of talent. I do not know what our talents now do because they now see the cycle. You see, for a typical young Nigerian that have grown in computing, is no longer interested in serving in this country. He wants to exit and go and work in a country overseas.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the interest because you are not given opportunity, so they feel you. I mean, and I'm sure you've been in this industry.
Yes.
The ones that knows the job, they learn on their own.
Yes, now.
It wasn't from school.
Yeah, self-taught.
And I have a team. I'm sure you didn't introduce me as the founder and CEO of Substitute Group. Yeah. So I'm doing some marketing now. Now we are currently in about 4 countries. Okay. We are in US. We have an entity in US and South Africa. We're in India, and I've interviewed guys that are not even graduated. I'm telling you, from Pakistan, from India, from UK, from US, and they are young undergraduate. And what they tell me about technology, I'm like, oh my God, where did you learn all this? He said, I learned it from school. I'll be like, oh my God, my boys here are still on COBOL and Fortran.
And Fortran.
Sorry, this is a programming language. So I'm Pascal. So we are still here on that level.
Wow.
And these guys will be talking. I'll be like, you learned this while you were a student. You are hired. And someone will say, Stephen, you should hire more Nigerians than you hire people overseas. I said, I will hire a typical Nigerian you hire. You have to train for a minimum of 1 year before you can enjoy value. A typical fresh graduate of computer science. You need to be ready to train for 1 year. Yes, I do that a lot, but I'm a businessman. And my ability, what I put in, I want to get value. I have a large need to meet. And we have entities across the world. We have clients from Europe, from US. I can't sit down and be training for 1 year before I can get value. I can't wait. So I combine both. I get people from, and I'm telling you, you need to fix a lot for us to, you see, digitalization is not a technology event. It's a social economic program. Yeah. Where you are using technology to affect people socially. That means while you are doing the technology part of implementing infrastructures, 5G and the likes, we need to be seeing what you are doing with the social scape pari passu. Okay. It's not as if it's when you finish, you now start. So to me, I feel it's just some marketing stunts. Yeah.
Wow. Thanks for the insights.
You're welcome.
You've really, digested this. As in, okay, so we've talked about government's policy, we've talked about the impact. So I feel this pain. I really feel what you're saying because it's very absurd at this point in time or at this age and time. Our educational system, you can't even find a graduate who, except is self-taught.
Yes, exactly.
While he's still at school, maybe he picked up some online courses and he was able to get himself, the right skill set to be able to. And we have come of age in this world where we have remote jobs now. Even if I don't travel, I can stay and work remotely, work anywhere in the world, in the US, in Europe, any part of the world. And so it pains my heart when I come, especially when I come on air, I come and talk about these beautiful technologies, and yet we can't even implement some of these things locally. Everybody's shipping away. Let me just give you a tips. I was talking to a friend. Funny enough, I didn't know he was even out of the country because we were trying to work on something. And the most painful aspect of it is working remotely for a company here in Nigeria. Do you get? I spoke to another person, a friend of mine, same old story. A lot of their staff, developers in-house are thinking of, in fact, a lot of them were trying to move at a particular time. Do you know what the company had to do? They had to devise a means to give share stake to those guys so that they will be able to engage them so that they won't leave. Because there's a shortage of this knowledge gap in this country.
Absolutely.
So what do you think the government should be doing right now, Tutu? Because we need to start providing solutions rather than complaining.
I'm happy you've asked these questions. First and foremost, it's good that we are preferring. Yeah. But are these people going to listen? That's the fear we all have. Because we are in a country that's controlled by money and power, not by knowledge. I don't see Nigeria as a knowledge-driven society. We are driven by money and power.
And greed.
Now you talk more. So basically, to fix people, like I explained, the problem we have is the technology, the computing ecosystem, the people component of the computing ecosystem, the people component. Now they are fixing infrastructure rapidly, innovation is growing rapidly. Now you see governance, services, and people are lacking behind severely. Now you need to declare a state of emergency on computing education because it's the future. That is one practice everywhere in the world that affects every other work.
Exactly.
It's rare to see any other sector that does not have an IT department now.
I'm telling you.
So we now realize that computing is the future. Now, there's nothing you are doing, whether you are a governmental or non-governmental, a profit or a non-profit, wherever you are doing, you need computing.
Yeah.
That's why they all always have IT. Now, they need to stop treating this IT thing like some small department. It's the department that drives and can make or break you.
Yeah.
You know. Now, for me, the people element, we need our talents to first have confidence in this country. Now, I'm tired of interviewing computer scientists why they are telling you, after you've seen they've woefully failed, and you want to give them a chance to train them for 1 year. What's your long-term vision? I want to work for 2 years. After my this, I want to go to the UK, I want to go to the US. Because they no longer share the vision of Nigeria. And these people at the top, these people we are preferring to, are giving us this image that they are working for us. That they are, and we don't share their vision.
Yeah.
Now, I've been here for a long time. I know what I've gone through. That and why I didn't leave, you know. But the truth is, I can't blame anybody that wants to leave. You can't do that, because when you look at where you are coming from and what you see for yourself in the future, and you look at what Nigeria has to offer, the easiest way to conclude, let me go and get this in overseas. Yeah, you know. So for me, there needs to not even just the computer science education alone, not just from our institution. They need to prioritize knowledge in this country.
Are you sure they're ready?
Oh,
that's on strike for crying out loud.
That's the problem.
They're
not prioritizing. Let me give you. I used to say one thing. It's very. You see, I said this in private severally, and I think I have to say it in public for the first time.
Okay.
In our educational system, primary, secondary, now we say CRK, IRK are the everybody is a compulsory. There is for everybody. That time you say you must choose one. Yeah. I don't know if they still do that. I know in my days you have to choose either CRK or IRK.
Okay, yeah, exactly.
You see, because they know we are copycat nations, they know if they tell you in our own place now, computing is not the compulsory thing for our children. They didn't put it in the educational curriculum and say computing, you must do it. But in their homes, computing is compulsory. A 4 years old, a 5 years old, there is already very sound with basic computing. Yeah, a graduate will have to go and do diploma in information systems to be able to get that basic that a 4, 5, 6 years would already have. We need to let everybody in this country know that, see, computing is the future of Industry 4.0. That education needs to come, and we need to empower the tertiary institution to help us impact the society. Without that, there's nothing we do infrastructure. There's nothing we do with innovation. We'll be back on that cycle. All of us. Just like you said, neo, what you called it, but I believe you.
Okay, so we've talked about a lot of things, and we've looked at 5G extensively. We've talked about IoT. But there's another thing, this buzz of artificial intelligence. Because you can't take away artificial intelligence. You can't take away IoT from 5G, because these are the enablers.
They're connected.
Do you get? These are the enablers. So it pains my heart that a computer graduate from our universities can't even build a drone.
Absolutely. Yeah, you're correct.
Can't even build things as simple as even understanding how to program your microcontrollers.
Exactly.
It's very it saddens my heart that in Nigeria here we can't a graduate in computer engineering can't even write one single hardware. It's crazy. You know, it's so. What do you think? And the truth about this whole thing is the world has really evolved over time. I don't know if you've heard of
we're far beyond.
Yeah, have you heard of Tiny ML? You see, no. There's a reason why
I will respond to what.
There's a reason why I'm even saying that, because the way Google is going now, they are even looking at hardware stroke machine learning stroke IoT. You know, so like, I don't know if we're really prepared for this in this country. And like you rightly said, top or guys at the top, their focus is more on driverless cars. Their focus is, they don't know that. Do you know that things as minute as a walking stick for the blind man can be automated?
Absolutely. Now you're giving me real-time applications of it. Now, if they tell us things like this, everybody will be interested.
So that's just it.
Yeah, you're correct there.
Yeah. So okay, let's just talk about AI, because I'm an evangelist.
Yeah. I like that. First and foremost, I want you to know I'm a member of the IEEE Computational Intelligence Society.
Okay.
That's IEEE, but IEEE.
Okay.
Now, and computational intelligence has been here before we even come about this old IoT, 5G, and the likes. Because we've all known from way past that the ability of a computer to maximize what a regular human intelligence can do can help us solve more problems. Now, AI itself, it's a part of computational intelligence, but it's the biggest driving factor of technology. Because we also have biomedical intelligence, and these are all sensor-powered, IoT-powered, internet-powered, program language, machine learning-powered. Now, I want you to know our level of AI, our knowledge of AI in Nigeria. Yes, I know there is a selected few of us that are very vast with it. But if I was to look at the country as a whole, I will rate us 0. And a country that does not have AI as a common knowledge. It has to be common knowledge. You don't have to know how to write machine learning languages. You don't have to know how to program anything, but you need to understand it. You need to. There was a day I shared a video on WhatsApp of the first human android, where I'm not even sure how true that is. And there was this video of Chloe, that's her name, and she was talking. She had all this sensor in her hair, but she has a real look of human being. I still have that video, and she was talking about how she passed the Turing test, and nobody could relate. Nobody on my network could relate. Jesus Christ, look weird though. If you just looking like this guy, this guy just one way do. I'm telling you. So I now realize that we don't even understand that even this 5G is useless without AI. It's useless. It's useless without IoT. So when you are telling people, do you know when people talk about 5G, they tell you about streaming movies on Netflix. You will be watching your own future on Netflix until that future catch up with you.
That's serious.
Because they will tell you will stream movie faster. You will be able to download faster games, 3D gaming. You will sit down and be playing game on a gaming console when the world will end, and you still be there playing game because you were not part of that revolution. So they should stop telling us all this crap about the infrastructure. We need to know what are you doing to build knowledge. Technology is driven by knowledge. One of the greatest men of technology, Steve Jobs, a man I respect a lot, said technology is a tool in the hand of people, and it's useless as the people. Now, I'm enhancing what he said. I'm not quoting him, please. And it's as useless as the people that is holding it. So if you put technology in the hand of a garbage knowledge mindset, it will turn out garbage. You put that technology in the hands of someone who is well knowledge, it will turn out with good knowledge, good product. So we should stop deceiving ourselves. Nigerians need to know beyond pressing phones and watching Netflix and using Facebook that 5G and technology can do a lot more. Go to China. They are 14 years old at programming microcontrollers. They are 12 years old at programming powerful things. They are hardware definition languages. And here we are, a typical graduate is struggling with PHP, struggling with Python. And when we say we are doing 5G, I don't know what vision these people have for themselves, but it's not for the future of Nigeria. Because since yesterday, they be saying we are the future. I can't remember. I'm sure you know now. We are the future of the country. We are the future generation. We are still the future. The age group of youthfulness now keeps increasing. I used to think it was maybe 12 to 25. Now it's not age group now. 55 years old now. Youth
in our country.
In this country, 55 years.
Wow.
But we thank God. We thank God.
Yeah. Wow, Tutu. You know, so okay. I'm an advocate and an evangelist of repositioning our country. I'm tired of complaining.
Absolutely,
what most times what I do is I try to, always prefer a solution. What is the way forward for Nigeria?
Okay, you see, to me, it's very simple.
Okay.
They need to prioritize ASU. I don't know how they're going to do it. I don't know how they're going to do that. Because the only way the people can be empowered with knowledge in this country, if ASU gets what they want in terms of the quality they want to deliver as education. See, we are tired of you bringing expatriates to come and do everything we can do in this country.
While the knowledge is there.
Yes. What are they doing? It's not knowledge they acquired and they practicalize it in their country before coming here.
Yeah, exactly.
Give these people the infrastructure to put it on our children. Let the future be able to command good knowledge. Let the future be... So all these policies fix our educational system. See, I know they've said medical, blah. See, we can manage the rest. You see that educational system, fix it. Let us produce a graduate that when that graduate is talking, you know this one a computer genius. When he's talking, you know this one a economics genius. Let our graduates command knowledge.
Exactly.
And ASU is tired. They've said it. We all went. I'm a pro of Nigerian University, and we all went there, and we don't know what we went through to survive. You know, fix us, and make us command good knowledge, and you have fixed 50% of Nigerian problem.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's it. That's in fact, Tutu, thank you for coming in. But I won't allow you go until see the truth about our country is we have a lot of resources. We have bright, brilliant brains. People who are so I train. I talk to people. Aside from just coding, I still engage in trying to
mentor them,
make impact, because it is the impact. I don't sit on the fence and keep waiting for the government to come and fix our country for us. They ain't gonna fix anything. We on our own have to start sensitizing. We have to start, advocating for that change that we need. We need to start repositioning the mindset of our kids, exposing them to. So once we acquire this knowledge, we expose it to them real time. Because the truth be told, once the youths are able to get empowered, we will now redefine who wants to rule us.
Exactly. Knowledge is power. Yes.
Yeah. Do you get? So I guess what they are doing, I understand their models operandi. What they are trying to is take the knowledge away from the people. When they are redundant, they don't know what they are doing. Hunger will come, and at the end of the day,
money becomes power.
It becomes, do you get?
Money is power in Nigeria.
So they are trying to. It's the reverse is the case. That's what they are doing in Nigeria. We've talked about with Ford, but what do we still think aside from ASU? Other areas that we can still fix, because if we keep waiting for ASU is not going to call off the strike, and the government is not even ready, because they are not even talking about ASU again this year. It's all about 2023 election. But on our own as individuals, what do you think the impact? Because 5G has come to stay. IoT, beautiful opportunity. AI. So what do we do to start fixing things?
Okay, I'm happy. I think you've brought it back home now. That's to horse ourselves. Not of what the government should do for us.
We don't care about that.
But I say this a lot too. I say when you point to the top, look at the number of fingers that is pointing back at you.
Exactly.
Because you might blame the government. Yes, we've been talking about them, but let's be frank with ourselves. They say pay your tax, you don't pay. Obey traffic lights, you break them. Don't throw dirt on the road, you throw them in the gutter. I'm telling you, we contribute part of the problem. That's when you point one finger, look at the number that point back at you.
Exactly.
But nevertheless, we are not going into the general Nigerian societal problems now. We're talking about how do we empower ourselves. We need to have a knowledge transfer system.
Okay.
Like what you say you're doing. I do it a lot. Okay. Sure, I have people that work in subsidy group that I know they are offering nothing. I'm just putting them there so they can learn. Like, I know in my heart that if I have to hire someone that can do it, maybe I'll be a little bit more. Or this job, you are just here to learn from me. The number of IT requests, when they cover that, there are 6 months IT they do for me. We get so many, but we can't hire them all. They will send their computer science, they want to come and do our internship in subsidy. I say, I can't hire all these people. You people won't do it for free now. You'll be in transport to my office.
Exactly.
But we need a knowledge transfer system where every one of us, no matter the microcosm of knowledge you've acquired, find a way to transfer it to the next generation. See the way you say you are doing mentorship, you are schooling. We need to have that system in place. I don't know how we are going to do it. We need to find a way so that every one of us, we have a mentee, we have a set of people we are mentoring. We need to have. It's when we can do that. We've bridged a particular knowledge gap. You see the gap of knowledge. For me, I know quite a lot because of experience. But I don't want to grow old and die with that knowledge, and I just go with it.
And nobody's been.
And nobody. So I have a team where I'm teaching them everything. So you can function on that level. And to be frank, we might blame the government. I know some technology experts in this country that they will not teach you anything. They want you to work for them for life. They want you to be their slave for life. In short, I tell people, when they say slavery in those days, they call it slave trade, not just slavery, because it was a trade. Some people will get paid in this Africa to give those slaves out. It's a trade. That's why they call it trade. The same thing is happening now. They all that knowledge so bad because they want you to be a slave to their company or a slave to them as their master for life. They don't empower you.
Wow.
I'm telling you the truth. And the same thing is happening in politics. That's why young people can't rule. They keep that political experience to themselves. There's no mentoring channel where there's a specific time when you can go and rule yourself after they've mentored you. The same thing with technology. That's what's happening now. We have some people that they are colossus of knowledge. I don't want to mention them of this able seniors. I know them. They have this knowledge, but they don't want to mentor. If you can't come in as an employee and do your work and get out, they're not interested in anything you can offer them. So we need to build a system of knowledge transfer. Once we can all transfer knowledge, so that people can, starting from the basics, how to even use a smartphone well, to use it for something productive. A typical Nigerian does not use more than 20% of the capacity of a smartphone. Talk less of anything else. So we need to start from there, not just bringing people from overseas to come and school us, teach us, and help us fix us.
Okay. Yeah. So, last words, tell us about your organization and what you guys doing.
Oh, I was waiting for that. I would have been sad if you didn't let me do some marketing. So, like you've introduced me, let me just quickly do some recap.
Yeah.
I'm Stephen Adetutu-Oniya. I'm the founder and CEO of Soft City Group. Okay. We like to call ourselves a one-stop technology powerhouse. By the grace of God, I've known Emmanuel for more than 9 years in this same Soft City. No, in Soft City. I mean Soft City. I know I've known you for almost 17 years now. But you've known Soft City for almost 9 years.
Sure.
Yeah. And we are 13 years old as a company today.
Wow.
This year, we should be moving to our 14th year very soon.
Okay.
Now, myself, I've been in the industry for 17 years. I was a freelancer for 4 years before founding the company 13 years ago.
Okay.
Now, we are a big team. We are not only in Nigeria.
Okay.
We're in US, South Africa, India. We are quite in Europe.
Yeah.
And we are a service-based company. We are not a product-based company.
Okay.
Most people are used to product-based company, like technology company, where they have a product, maybe like Flutterwave. They have a product like Paystack. They have a product like Jobberman. Yeah. We come in, whatever you want us to do for you, we do for you. We get paid and we support it for you in the long term.
Okay.
Our services are basically simple: Android app development, web application development, smart home and smart office automation, like you just said with IoT.
Okay.
We do private internet networks where you want to have your own private networks within your organizations. We do smart access control systems, smart fire detection systems.
Okay.
Basically, we are a one-stop technology power. Like I said, we like when you stumble on Soft City. I hope they don't stumble on us, but when you come,
come there.
when you come. Now, when you meet us, we like a situation where there's nothing you need that has to do with technology. We solve it.
Okay.
That's why we have it. Currently, we are a team of about 37.
Okay.
In Nigeria now. I mean, the full team in Nigeria now.
Okay.
37, and it's been a strong journey for us. The struggle has not been easy.
We know the factors in Nigeria.
Trust me.
But
by God's grace, we've survived. And myself, I'm an advocate of building the future of technology from Africa.
Okay.
That's my belief. I believe Microsoft, there's nothing special about what Microsoft have done. There's nothing special about what Apple have done. If we have the right environment, Soft City Group can do the same. Yeah. So we have that faith that we can transform Africa ourselves with product, people, and innovation.
Well, your final words, because we're about to wrap up.
Okay.
Yeah, just thank you everybody for listening to us today. Tutu, do you have any final parting words for us?
Yeah, my parting word is very simple. Okay. I want everyone in Nigeria, particularly the young ones, to build their drive and pursuit on 3 cardinal principles. Okay. I always tell people, if you put humanity first, you will appreciate nationhood. I'm not a fan of abandoning Nigeria and running away, but you have the right to do that if your future depends on it. Okay. If you put humanity first, you appreciate nationhood. If you put integrity first, you will know what it is to be a professional. You put integrity first. Then lastly, if you put quality first, there's no mistake you make along the way, because there's nothing you want to pursue that you will make mistakes. Your good works will speak for you. So humanity, integrity, and quality. Keep that as your watchword and you'll be successful. Thank you.
Thank you, Tutu, for coming in today. So on this note, we're going to wrap up the show for today. Thank you for all the listeners who have been listening to us today, and we hope to meet you same time next week. So I'm my beautiful producer. Thank you for producing today's show, and everybody listening to us out there, we'll say a very big thank you to you. We hope to meet you same time next week. Please endeavor to follow us on our social media platforms, and let's continue this conversation. Thank you for coming in, Tutu.
Thank you.
Have a nice day, and meet same times next week. Bye for now.
Yeah, bye.